right, welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast.
Kevin's eyes look insane, but he's got new hair. Virginia is a witch, and she farts in her chair. Jason is a spaz who's got an old man's ass. Welcome to the After the Show podcast.
Alrighty, hello and welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast. Happy Monday. Hopefully we can actually air this one and I'll make it through the entire episode. We're hoping.
Way less profanity. That's what I can promise.
Yeah. I try not to go too far into that, but I made up for every curse word I was lacking on Friday. Well, I found them all in a hurry. So, yes, it was quite an experience. I know people were here writing us, watching along, and then we had a little bit of a speed bump with trying to get the president and CEO of Burger King on to have our conversation where he's going to take all those hot, fiery questions that we had. And
we spent a lot of time compiling.
Yes, Cesar had done a very good job setting that up, and the phone was not working, and we had tested. I don't know what happened. We got some stuff, and so it was something that I had, really been saying, hey, because originally we wanted to do a video interview, and I was like, hey, can we do that? And that, kind of fell apart, and I was like, all right, well, at least we have him on the phone. I said, we're good with that. And I was gotten the assurances, okay, we're good. And then just when it didn't work, look, it was a Friday. There had been a lot of other stuff that, was not going our way with that. And I kind of, swallowed that, and it hit a wave, and it hit me in a weird spot. And look, I think you take all the stresses. You get a little bit of stress on Monday, and it builds up. By Friday, you've got just a whole cup full of stress. And then when that it hit me at a terrible time, and I lost it. And like I said, I apologized thoroughly earlier, and I went home and did an apology immediately because I was very upset that we didn't deliver for the audience, and that's really it. I take that really hard when we don't deliver. So I was very upset with that. And then I was, upset that we just couldn't put the call on, and then the president of Burger King after that, he's like, I'm not rescheduling. You guys are dopes. And so, that I was embarrassed by that. And, I was just frustrated. And I just, like I said, I was tired, and I just could not get it out of my system. And I said a lot of terrible, shameful words that I am not at all pleased with myself about. And, I've told you, like, my temper is a weakness for me. And I think you always have to have control. And I'm so upset with myself. That maniac had no control. Like, I was gone. I was just spiraled. I was out of there.
But you have to give yourself a little grace, too, because it had been building and building with the technical difficulties in the new studio. This thing looks pretty, but there's a lot of bugs. Mm-hmm. And when you can't do the basics over and over and over, you're just like, really?
Well, I was running out of explanations on why we couldn't fix the basic little issues that were going on. And that's where I finally was like, I can't explain this anymore. And, I communicated that. You might imagine I had a couple of conversations afterwards, and I just said, hey, look, I said, it's really tough, and it's all fine and good to say, yeah, just, okay, it didn't work. But I said, it's tougher when you're on the stage and the lights are on you, and here you are. And
you're holding the mic, and everybody's waiting for you to do the interview with the CEO from Burger King because you've talked about it all day.
Right. And we really had kind of built it up. And then when that did not happen, I was like, again, I'm pleading, I'm begging, I'm crying. I feel like I've tried everything I can to get that attention. And let me tell you, anything that I had said was not directed at anybody. There's not any frustrations with anybody that's in our company. Everybody in our company is, I feel frustrated. I don't know that they were fully aware. And I will tell you that our local boss here, I feel bad that I kind of wrecked her weekend a bit. And then she had the CEO on the phone who was sick. And so this was a priority to her. And she was taking a call on Saturday and being like, okay, wow, and because I felt like, hey, there's another company that is causing a lot of these problems. And I said, I feel like they need to be held accountable. They're putting all of our people in bad situations, and we're looking bad to our audience. And you're paying for this service. And I don't feel like they're as responsive, and they care so much about the customer service that they're getting to you. And so,
and they're not even here. They're not
Right.
local in this town. So they're trying to run this equipment from a satellite studio. And there's so many bugs that we find on a weekly basis.
yes. So it was a lot of that stuff. And I'm not trying to forgive that. And look, I've been assured that there's attention now. We hear you, Kev, and it's going to get fixed because, yeah, they realize and they don't want the company to look that way either. Hubbard really cares about looking professional. And they said, yeah, this is not up to our standard. That was my complaint on Friday. I said, this is not up to the KVJ standard. It's got to be, we got to deliver better. And I don't know what I got to say or how, but look, how I handled it on Friday was not it. And so I was far from my best version of me. And I'm not proud of that. I'm embarrassed by it. I'm most embarrassed about how I handled it. So, I just want to get that out there that I do apologize to anybody that
people were
inexcusable.
People were all in the comments, and like 99% of the people were like appreciative that you're doing it for them. You're doing it for the listener because you want to make a better product, and you're not a slacker, and you don't want to sit around and go, oh, well, couldn't get the guy on. Maybe next time.
Right.
That's not you. You're just trying to make it great for the listeners, and I think people really appreciate that.
Yeah.
I know I do.
Well, you guys at least saw the emotion, how much I feel it. And
He cares. You can never say that this man don't care.
yeah, you can see how much I cared about that situation on Friday. And I wish you hadn't seen it, but I'll let that glimpse out. Just know that I care so much about trying to do a good job and doing right by everybody. And I just want it to be good, and I want to be heard. And I want people that also are going to be on our team. And when you're another company, you're still kind of part of Team KVJ. And I want you to care about this as much as we all do, because when there's someone that's on our team and we rely on you to do your job well, and you don't seem to care that much about it, then that's troubling for all of us that do care with everything.
And then you're turning it back on Denny's and saying, oh, well, Denny's must have done something wrong. Denny's is a sound engineer in his own right.
Mm-hmm.
And before he had this job, he worked boards way bigger than this board. So they think they're talking to somebody who doesn't know what he's doing. And Denny's actually is a sound engineer. So don't come gaslight him and tell him he did something wrong. That's what pissed me off.
Well, it's just odd, as we've talked about this, and the new equipment, everything we have, they're like, oh, it's got all these bells and whistles and all that stuff. And I was like, get rid of the bells and whistles. So I think the bells and whistles are the problem. They seem to be wrecking the stuff. The bells and whistles are ruining. I said, just give me a phone and a couple microphones and we'll call it good. I don't need bells and whistles, because bells and whistles take away phones and microphones. And we've had several shows where we just couldn't even get on the air because it was shut down.
The basics have to be done properly before we're allowed to add bells and whistles. Right. And we don't even have the basics right. We can't even take a phone call.
Right. I don't care about what the capabilities are of this thing eventually one day, because you can't even get there. You can't even do the basics. I mean, you could have saved tens of thousands of dollars and gotten something just stripped and streamlined, and hey, we're good. We got a phone call. Yep, cool.
And now we look stupid in front of the big cheese at Burger King. We were maybe able to get like free burgers out of that interview.
No,
we could have had a whole setup for you guys.
Who knows? Maybe that saved us from an even worse disaster. I have no idea. But
free burgers for life. You don't know what we could have got. We'll never know, because now that guy won't take our call.
Yeah. So we'll see. So anyway, everything needed to come down because it was not phrased well, and language was way out of bounds. And at first I was not feeling that, but I think probably somebody saved me from myself. So yeah, it was not a great day for Kev, not a great day for anything, and I apologize for everybody's there. And I apologize that I could not get myself right and continue the ATS, and that's inexcusable. So those people who were here, you guys got quite a show. So that's it.
And there are clips circulating. People have edited together just like the best of Kevin's meltdown.
Oh, I figured, yeah.
And those clips are circulating. You can look for them.
It was something.
They're in the comments, in the chat.
Yes.
There are people that have been sharing them privately.
Well, like I said, I hear people like, oh, man, we can't have that guy come out again. We got to get this thing fixed. So hopefully it does. Got Cheryl. She said, I'm hoping Kevin doesn't get in trouble, and why take the ATS off? Like I'd said, earlier I'd said I wasn't even concise in who I was trying to say I was disappointed with. And I think some people are like, is he talking about me? I'm like, and I had declared, I'm like, no. And so I just, that's a big part of it. It was so inconcise that I did not use my words even appropriately, even though all my words were not very savory. I still just was not directive enough. And who need to listen. And honestly, I don't think they care anyway. So I don't even know why I was bothering my time. But yeah, so that's what that was. So I was not clear on that. And that's, I think, a big part of it was the lack of clarity there made other people feel like they were being called out and it wasn't them at all. And so that was part of it. Big, you know what? I didn't do that well. I've heard Virginia and Jbird curse on the ATS recently. Why is it different for Kevin on the ATS? It just was a lot. And there was one swear in particular that I'm very upset with myself with. And so that's a big part of it. That's why I'm like, yeah, that doesn't live again. Or if you guys just pass around your own little circles, that's fine and good. But that was a terrible showing.
I don't want to speak for Jbird, but you're fine. Me and Jbird think you're fine.
Okay, well, good. All right. Thank you.
I know if he was here, he would say, you're fine, Kev.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't beat yourself up about wanting a fantastic product for KVJ Nation and about taking pride in making this an awesome place to come for entertainment. And when it's not perfect, you get pissed because you want it to be the best it can be, and you get up at 1 a.m. and you care.
And I'm not apologizing for that. I'm not. And
that's where it came from.
Yeah, and I'm not at the same time. I'm not. What I said is I stand by a lot of what I said. How I said it was completely wrong, but there was a lot of stuff in what I said that is, and I think people are like, we get it. No, you're right. This is insane. And when they kind of really looked at it and they said, yeah, this is egregious. It's got to be fixed. Ryan, Lake Worth Beach, he said, for the 27th year in a row, I'm ranting the KVJ show about how stupid this time change is. It's Monday morning. As I'm typing this at 6 a.m. and I'm already in the office. I actually stayed up all night just so I can adjust faster. The time change already threw me off on Sunday. It's getting stupid. I can't believe it's 2026 and we're still doing this. And the fact is we just have to accept it. We're going to keep doing this forever. Yeah, that's really where we are. I don't even really rant too much on because I know it's never going to change.
We've tried to rant.
Yeah,
rant unsuccessful.
Yeah, I recognize it for what it is. And, it's going to be a bomb dropped into your week, and it's tough, and you can try to adjust, but all those little adjustments, go to bed a little bit early on Saturday, that doesn't work. It doesn't do enough.
You're throwing off your body clock.
Well, you're throwing off the clock and the light. It's the two things at the same time. It's just nuts. And I don't think I was the only one last night. It hit bedtime, wide awake. Like I could have gone and probably tried a marathon. I was ready to go, baby. I was like, let's rage.
You need to drink more.
I keep hearing that all the time.
Because you hang out with me. You got to find a new friend.
I had 3 people on Friday be like, Kev, you need to start drinking. Like, you need a drink. Like, I'm like, I don't want to drink. I'm so. And they're like, have a drink or 5. Like, just drink.
KVJ Nation was trying to Zelle you money to go buy a drink. And they're like, he's not even on Zelle.
I know.
That was so sweet, by the way. We got so many sweet messages from people that wanted to buy Kevin a drink.
Yeah. A couple other emails here. Melissa said, why can't we just split the difference on the time? 1 year, just move 30 minutes instead of an hour and just stay that way. That was odd. I'd heard that. Some people had said, yeah, how would you do 30? I don't even know how you would do 30 minutes. How is that even possible?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
That would hurt my brain because it's got numbers.
Oh, my gosh.
You don't want me doing numbers, y'all.
I think that would even be worse. So I couldn't do that. And got this right here from Anne-Marie. We were doing a call them out for driving and makeup. She said, I used to do my makeup while actually driving. I was young and dumb. I was 22. I rear-ended a guy making an illegal U-turn. While doing my mascara, I assumed I was good because there was no reason on that part of the road for someone to suddenly stop, and my car was manual. So I was driving and shifting while applying said mascara. Lesson learned. Since then, I only do it at red lights. And yes, I do all of what you mentioned at red lights. Why sit there and do nothing? Okay.
Yeah, red lights is the right way to do it. Now, can you put on a little lip gloss on 95? Sure. But be careful. 2 hands on the wheel. Be really careful.
And, Luis had said, part of it too, Kevin is right, that there is a huge societal problem with imbeciles that delusion themselves into believing that while driving, it's the perfect time to try to multitask and get many things done. And I'm just not managing my time wisely if I'm not doing anything but driving. I was saying that needs to be a sole focus, especially in South Florida. So that was the only point I was trying to make. I think some people need to check themselves because they're sitting there like going, oh my gosh, I'm wasting so much time.
Here's the problem. You're a good driver, I'm sure. You got to worry about all the people around you. Just like that girl called in and said she was putting on mascara and some chucklehead makes an illegal U-turn in front of her and she hits him. Like, you're doing it right. Minus the mascara part. But you're doing it right, and he messes around, and you hit him. That could happen on any given roadway at any given moment in South Florida because people are squirrely. So even if you're driving right, you got to be aware of what's around you because chances are somebody's on pills or hopped up on something around you, and they're going to do something wrong.
Well, we've got somebody from South Florida that is making their way through American Idol. Bryant Thomas has been making us all proud, and we've known about him for quite some time because his now fiance has been sending us videos of him singing in the shower, and I believe he's on with us right now. Bryant?
What's going on, KVJ? KVJ!
Hey.
Thank God we can hear you.
Gosh, prayers and answered. Oh, so good to hear your voices. You have no idea.
Trust me, I know. I have an idea.
It's been a rough go over here.
I didn't even pre-promote this because I'm like, I'm not going to do this again.
Kevin's scared.
I'm like, if Brian is there and I like, hello? Okay, there he is. All right, so he's gone.
There we are.
Hey, Alyona, are you there as well?
I'm here. We're so excited to be here.
You guys are so adorable, and thank you so much. I mean, the videos we really got an advance on your voice before the rest of America did, just hearing all the singing in the shower videos. And I'm just kind of curious, where did that come from? Because it really did work out, because in the videos, if you haven't seen them, Bryant's in the shower. You don't even see him. Alyona's there at the sink. She's looking all cute, doing her thing. And she's like, at the time, my boyfriend is in the shower and he's singing. I'm like, man, that guy's got pipes. And you're like going, that's got to be, is that really a guy singing, or are they piping in somebody?
Right. We thought it was maybe a speaker.
I'm like, is this guy a professional singer?
Is that real?
I'm like, how did that whole thing start? Where did the idea come from that? And was it just an accidental thing that you guys started then doing regularly?
Yeah, so the idea started from, I was a performing musician playing in bars and stuff all over Alabama, and then I moved down here to South Florida, and I had a decent following on TikTok of fans that supported me, kind of like KVJ Nation supports you guys, and I kind of, in the process of moving down here, lost touch with all those fans, and so I wasn't really doing the best, because without the supporters, you kind of just lose, passion, lose the drive.
Totally.
Yeah. Know that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So then Alyona, she saw that, I wasn't doing too well, and she decided to go ahead and, try and help me out by running a backup social media account, like a fan page.
Yeah, love that.
And she just recorded me one day when I was in the shower, and she just recorded a couple songs, and the second song that we posted, went viral, and, I didn't know what was going on for quite some time, and then she showed me after we had, all these comments, and I started reading through all the comments, and that's where it all started, was just, her catching me in the shower. And then we got request after request. So
yeah, so was it something where did you sing like that in the shower before, or was it something where?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you were belting it out. So she just you just picked up your phone one day, Alyona, and just said, okay, let me just record this and see what happens?
Yeah, so this is my life. Everywhere we go, Bryant is always singing, in the kitchen, in the garage, everywhere.
Uh-huh.
And I'm always like, oh, this is so amazing. I wish people could hear it. And then that's just an afterthought. And then one day I was like, wait, people can hear it. And I hit record, and I had no idea it was going to blow up, like Bryant said, but it was just a moment where he's always singing, and it's so beautiful every time he does it. So I'm just glad the world gets to hear him now.
Brian, I got to tell you, in fact, we were playing your clips from American Idol, and you have a style of voice, very strong voice. I mean, it cuts through, and it was so weird because Teddy Swims was the next song that we played, and I just said, wow, it's a strong kind of voice like that. I think Teddy Swims has one of the best voices out there. I think you're right there with Teddy Swims. Is that a style? Does that seem to help you out in music? Because they do seem to like styles where you have somebody like Teddy Swims and say, hey, this guy is kind of like that, and it kind of works with the sound of music today. Are people talking to you about that? Is that anything intentional, or is it just kind of a coincidence?
It's kind of a coincidence. But the thing is, like, especially with like Idol, like we're looking for people with like artistry, like not just a singer, but an artist, someone who, whenever they sing a song, you can tell it's them singing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Very unique.
But I appreciate the compliment, the comparison to such a legendary singer.
What is it that you would want to sing if you were out there and we were playing your songs? What kind of music are we going to be playing? What do you think that you're best made for? What do you like to sing the most?
See, that's like an interesting situation for me because like most people, they kind of pick like a genre and stick with it.
Right.
But my journey in music is like I'm trying to destroy some of those barriers of like, this is how you're supposed to do it, and this is what you're supposed to sound like.
Right.
And so like my philosophy on music is like pick up an instrument and start like touching it, and then figure out what sounds good and keep going.
Maybe just let what's inside of you come out, and then let everybody else kind of figure out what it is and where it belongs.
Exactly. So whenever people ask me what kind of music I make, I just say I make music, and whatever you want to call it is what you want to call it.
What is it like to perform on that stage? I want nerves. You walk in. What is your day like when you're going to be performing on American Idol? Because I'm thinking about that, and my hands get clammy thinking about what you must be feeling. I'm on in 3, 2, 1. Mike, now go. What is that experience like?
So it's kind of like when you're in a boat, and you're trying to plane off.
Okay.
And you like hit the throttle, and the back end of it just kind of like bogs down and starts like shaking a lot.
Yeah.
And then you just gotta kind of like you gotta either like just push the throttle forward and just ride it, or you're in for a rough ride. So
Kevin's not manly enough to understand this analogy.
Yeah. Real men got exactly what you said. Yeah, full throttle. Okay, I get that. Bert talks about that all the time. Yeah.
Yes,
Probably,
okay.
Probably one of the most nervous moments of my entire life, especially the showstopper round, because the Chris Pooley's band up there, the people that were supporting us were like on tour with Lady Gaga.
Oh wow!
So it's one of the best bands in the industry, one of the best film crews in the industry, and so there's a lot of pressure because like these guys do the stuff day in and day out. So that was probably the most nervous that I was. I was a little distracted during my audition because I had so much to worry about. But whenever the showstopper rounds were up there, dude, I could feel my heart in every part of my body. I was shaking like a leaf.
Aww.
Yeah, you didn't look like. That's why I was wondering. I'm like, is he shaking? Because it didn't. I've seen people on stage before actually shaking, and I feel so bad. You looked so calm, and that's why I was just like, what is in his head right now? It's kind of comforting to know that your heart was beating out of your chest and you were terrified.
Oh my God, I was terrified. Yeah. I just was shaking so fast the cameras couldn't pick it up.
I'm vibrating on a different plane. Well, we're so proud of you. I mean, I love your attitude. I love your gratitude. That is so crucial. And just remembering to be in that moment and realize this is the coolest thing. There are thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people that wish they could be me right now, and I get to be me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been the most beautiful experience of my life, just like pursuing music here in South Florida in general.
Yeah.
And it's funny.
You've been performing at many different places. I have noticed. You were just a couple weeks ago. You're out every single day, Street Painting Festival and the Seafood Festival as well. Do you have a lot of performances scheduled right now for South Florida?
We can't really talk about things scheduled at this moment.
You're still in it.
All right, we're hitting on that stuff you can't talk about. I was hoping to get a few of those in here.
We can't necessarily go there, but just keep following us on Instagram. You'll find out exactly what's going on.
Okay.
I want to get another one out of you. What do you know as far as the rounds, when we're going to see you? Because I believe we're going to be able to check you out tonight if you're watching, from what I understand.
Absolutely. I'm playing. Tonight is the Ohana round. It's like a family round. They told us a lot of prep before it, just like think about like your family and try and come up with a song that demonstrates, you know, what family means to you and how you feel. Mm-hmm. And a lot of, you know, you almost got me there. I almost gave a little spoiler. I'll give you a little spoiler though, because I've been told that this is a secret that could be shared if I wanted to.
Okay, let's do it then.
So tonight, the song that y'all will hear me perform is Landslide by Fleetwood Mac.
Oh.
Fantastic. That's such
a great song.
Okay, so how much do you veer from the original? Are you going straight at it, or is it going to be your own take on it?
So whenever I approach a song, I allow the melody of the original artist to speak through what I do, and I do a little bit of embellishment, but for the most part, I try and stay authentic and true to the artist that created the song, and it just comes out of my voice.
That's cool. You've got such a powerful, amazing voice. I'm really excited to see what your career is going to be and where it's going to take you. Do you get any kind of FaceTime off the stage with either Carrie Underwood or Lionel Richie or Luke Bryan? How much interaction do you get, and how much do these kind of people then pour into you and help you out with your performances?
These guys are incredible, and they spend a lot of time working with the artists and helping us kind of grow into, you know, the potential that they saw in us whenever they gave us the golden ticket. So the amount of time that we get to spend with them is incredible. And, you know, I wish there was more of it, but you know, these people are busy, and, you know.
When you get close enough to Carrie Underwood, will you do me a favor and smell her? I'm dying to know what Carrie Underwood smells like. She looks like she would smell like sugar cookies, vanilla, and like linen, like clean linen.
You think so, huh?
Smell her for me. She smells sweet, I bet you. I bet you.
I think you might be mistaken. That's what Lionel smells like.
I was going to say. Bryant, I'm hoping we get to talk to you a good bit and you keep this train running. But regardless, when it all comes to an end, and we hope it's after you're done winning, let's talk about this soon, and let's find out all the great places you're going to be playing coming up. So this is just the first of many conversations. Okay, bud?
Absolutely. And before I go, make sure you guys check out my new song that's releasing on the 14th. It's called Shoulda Known, and we just shot a music video on my birthday yesterday.
Can you say where you shot it?
Yeah, we were out at Boynton and 441.
Okay.
Nice.
So,
that's
and
cool.
then we have a nice scene in Frenchie's Bar.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
I love that stuff. Okay. Just what we're looking for. Well, thanks for joining us, Alyona. Thank you so much for coming on as well. We got so much more of the story to tell with you guys. I hope this is only chapter 1. So good luck tonight, Bryant. We'll be playing your clips tomorrow on the show. Okay, bud?
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, guys.
Okay,
Thank you.
Oh, we
all
love
too.
you.
Give Jbird a kiss for us.
Oh, we will. Open mouth. Yes. We'll do it.
All right.
All right, see you
Bye.
guys. That's so cool. Wishing him the best.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah, it's a cool thing. You think about that. I mean, with whatever your field would be, if you could be in there and getting that kind of education and training from people of that status.
And going this far in the competition, that's like, oh my gosh, you are a gem.
Yeah.
You're so lucky to be where you are.
Yeah, it's a very cool thing. And they're just great people on top of it. So really happy for them. All right, let me see what else we got to deal with here. We do have a good question from Melissa, and she said, I had heard that Denny's went and brought a care package over for Jbird. It was great to hear him. He's hoping as he talks to his doctor tomorrow. It's really all about the doctor. We are handcuffed completely on what the doctor says. So our legal department is like, they have to, before he can do anything on the show, he's got to get a green light from them. So it's all about this meeting. And Jbird's saying he's hoping he'll be back on Wednesday. We'll see. He knows the situation better than me. That's very optimistic. I'm hoping we have him on live at some point. But Denny's, what kind of care package were we talking about here? They want, some of the items.
Details, Denny's.
So I brought him a half ounce.
Okay, nice.
So he'll be covered for a while with a new piece that he can smoke out of.
Okay.
I also brought him coloring books. I go, if you're going to be locked down to a couch, I got him some crayons and some coloring books.
Okay.
Oh,
That's nice.
Yeah, little tiny games.
So it's almost like a package you would take to a young kid in the hospital, except it has a lot of weed in it.
Weed. I threw some snacks in there too.
Okay.
Coca-Cola.
munchies are going to be inevitable.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was. Just fun stuff that, just help him pass the time. Because
I'm going to go swing over there today. My neighbor made him some homemade hand pies, which also pair very nicely with an ounce of weed.
yeah, it'll be a great present for him.
Dude is living his best life, man. Good for him. A couple other things going on here. Some birthday shout-outs. We got one here from Melissa. Kev, can you please get this on today? I missed the regular show. Looking for a little happy 50th birthday to my BFF, Tammy. Can't wait to drink today. Love you, Missy.
Tammy.
Okay, that might have been on Friday, but as you know, we didn't make it through Friday.
Friday was rough.
Yeah.
We're sorry.
But wasn't that great when you could get a call? I mean, you see how that is? Isn't that amazing?
That was amazing. I love that you didn't promote it ahead of time because you were scared.
I did. I didn't trust it.
And Denny's was standing in the doorway. He looked scared too. He didn't know how it was going to go.
That might have been the funniest thing from Friday. For just a moment as I looked, I had the moment of you are a madman when I looked at the terror in yours and Denny's eyes. I'm like, oh my God, I freaked out. Like everybody, I looked around like everyone's looking in here and they're like, oh my God, what is happening to him? Like people were terrified. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, I need to run away. Honestly, I turned the show off and I freaking ran out of the building.
He did.
And I got in my grandmother's, my mother-in-law's Volkswagen. I drove that thing like I stole it. I was like, I have to get away from what I just did.
And you can't run from yourself. That's what I've learned.
Oh, yeah, I kept following me.
I could not shake me.
That angry guy was still with me. He was riding shotgun. He wouldn't get out of the car.
But you know what? We're all human. You own it. You talked about it. You feel better, I hope.
I am feeling a little bit better. I just need to get in here and apologize to everybody. I need to let everybody know that that's not my standard either. And that's not good, Kev. And that guy's got to go away. So I know a few of you enjoyed that, but I'm hoping you never, ever see that guy again.
Aww.
If you do, then I'm not doing well with my breathing exercises.
Well, if he ever rears his head again, we will forgive him again because you're just trying to make it awesome for KVJ Nation.
I gave Denny's a trank gun, and if it happens
Shoot the
again,
bear.
yes, a needle right in the neck. Just put me down. I need like a good 10-hour nap, and then when I wake up, we'll be all right.
Denny's, can you shoot me too?
Yeah, just
I would really like a 10-hour nap. Sounds amazing.
That's it. All right, well, there you go. So we finally delivered an ATS. Thank you all for being here and for coming back. We'll see you all again tomorrow. Have a good one. Goodbye.